Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm Kalikaiz. Today I'm going to be playing Blue, White, Black Familiars again. We're changing it up. Last time I felt like C8 Oracle just didn't get the job done in the way that I wanted, but I still want to play Melancholic Poet because I think this card has potential in Familiars. We're going to change, going back to 8 Cantrips with 4 Ponder, 4 Preordain. I'm sticking with 18 lands with 3 Chancery, 2 Fetches, 1 each of the dual lands, 1 each of plains and swamp. We have Mortuary Mire and the rest are islands. Supporting my foils, of course, because I love that card. It's really sweet in Familiars. In order to go over the top of our opponent, we're going to go back to Meeting of Minds. This is a smaller package. We have 3 Arcanomancers, 2 Murmuring Mystic, 3 Meeting of Minds, and then I was thinking, hey, I have more small creatures with the Melancholic Poet, so maybe it's easier to cast the Meeting of Minds. We'll see. But, you know, it makes it fun. And we're going to play a fun version here. In the sideboard, I cut 2 of Stonehorn Dignitary and 2 of Last Breath for 4 Snuff Out. I felt like in the main deck, it wasn't really the best. But I think there are definitely going to be matchups where this will be improved by playing 4 Snuff Out. The rest of the sideboard is similar to my other lists. 3 Dust to Dust, 1 Revoke Existence that deals with Affinity. It deals with the singleton of Artifact Hate or maybe like a Pestilence. And then I have 2 Negate and 2 Lose Focus. I like Lose Focus because it's a middle ground. It can counter things like Refurbished Familiar. It can counter a Lorien Revealed. It can counter all kinds of things. But it is bad against big mana decks, so Negate's a bit better there. And it allows us to trim on Hydroblast, so we can bring in all 5 of these versus a red deck. So let's see if we can make Melancholic Poet go well this time. I will see you in the matches. This video is brought to you by Card Market, Europe's largest TCG marketplace. Bristol Pauper League is hosting an IPT on June 6th at Loco Club Bristol in Clock Tower Yard. £1,000 in prizes. We've got altars, we've got playmats, and Skur is showing up. Register with the link in the description. You should absolutely be there. Round 1, we're on the play. Let's see what we can do. Interesting. I'm gonna keep. So this hand is tentatively bad because we have turn 1 Faithful, which is good against a lot of the format, but then we're doing nothing. So we'll see if we can draw a cantrip or something. Faithful is good against, let's say, 80% of the format, and then really bad otherwise. Citadel Gates, so they're on Caw Gates most likely. No, green. Naya Gates, maybe green-white Gates. We'll play Chancery, pick up the plains. Green-white Gates should be a very good matchup for me, especially with the Faithful in play. Drawing a land was not amazing, but we'll get through it. They played Basilisk Gate. We're looking at a Gatecreeper Vine, Malevolent Rumble. Okay. They find Strands, Plains, Armadillo Cloak, and Strands, and they take the Armadillo Cloak. They're going to be looking to slam a Guardian of the Guild Pact and then try to ride that to victory. Let's play Godpharaoh's Faithful, play an island, and pass. So here, our best draw is Ephemerate. We can Ephemerate the Muldrifter on turn 4. We don't have an Ephemerate. We're not really doing anything. They play a Gatecreeper Vine. They're not doing anything either. Slow matchup, it is not really that big of a deal. Finds another Basilisk Gate. At some point, they'll be pumping their Guardian for a large amount. They play Sacred Cat. Okay. We're looking for Ephemerate or Cantrip. We find a Melancholic Poet. Okay, I'm just going... I'll play Island, and then I'm going to YOLO a Muldrifter, see if I can find an Ephemerate off the top. I likely won't, but... Uh-oh, I messed that up. I misclicked. Let's see if we find Ephemerate. We did not. I'll play Faithful. Darn. Alright, so we have the shields up, but we're not drawing any cards. I have a lot of ways to draw cards in my deck. I guess the best draw for me now would be a Meeting of Minds, because then I can cast the Meeting of Minds and get it back with the Arcanomancer. Still, something like, if I get a Swamp, I can play the Poet and then start going Mancer and flickering the Mancer to drain them. It's going to be a long battle. They have a 4/4, and they'll just keep pumping it more. Plus, they have the ability to maybe have a Thraben Charm in their hand, and then they pass the turn. We finally find action. There's a Preordain, so we'll gain 3 life back. I guess the landscape is okay? I don't think so. I'm just going to bottom, and, well, I guess if I take this, I'm gonna bottom both. Find a landscape anyway. We will attempt to Arcanomancer back to Preordain. Opponent is good with it. Okay. They end step of Midnight Tilling. They find Thraben Charm, Outlaw Medic, Thraben Charm, and Midnight Tilling. So they take the Outlaw Medic. They've got 5 men in play. They can gate and cast Outlaw Medic. They gate if their cat is a 5/5. So I guess I want to fetch the swamp and then preordain. We find Meeting of Minds. Well, let's cast Meeting of Minds for 0. I like that. We draw Meeting of Minds. So I will go Landscape, Bracket. We'll get a Swamp. We'll pay 2 mana to... Actually, let's see if I can find a familiar. Cast Preordain first. Faithful and a Preordain. Okay, we'll take Faithful Preordain. So we're definitely not dying anytime soon. Cast a Faithful. We will snap your Outlaw Medic since you paid 2 mana for that. Then I'll untap 2 lands. Pay 2 mana for a Melancholic Poet. Gaining 4 more life. I'll cast Meeting of Minds. Gaining 4 more life. Alright. Now whenever I flicker my Archaeomancer, I will be draining them 1. Although it's going to take a long time to actually close the game. They play another Manor Gate. Outlaw Medic again. And then they pump up the Sacred Cat. That's a 6/6 now. It's just fun to know that the cat's doing nothing. It's just stalling the game, but I'm ahead on clock, so I don't particularly care. We find a familiar. So let's play Sunscape Familiar. Cast Preordain. We're looking for another Mancer, then we could have Snaplock. Mull Drifter's good too. I guess I like both of these. Top. Play land. Evoke the Drifter. I guess they are not F6 because they could potentially use the Prismatic Strands, but I don't think that Prismatic Strand is going to be something here. We are targeting 2 creatures, but we only get 1 trigger off the Poet. Gaining 5 life. Triggers on the stack. We will get back the Ghostly Flicker. I found a foil. I have another Melancholic Poet. Okay, that'll make things a little easier. This is so much. It's just hilarious. I'm at 44 life. What's my opponent going to do? Apparently nothing. We have foil pitching the Chancery, maybe? They super duper gate their creatures to get in for 14. I don't particularly care. Whatever. They're at 48. I'm at 30. We're just kind of staring at each other. This is really funny. Okay, I'll play another Poet. Do. And now I have a lethal. We will Chancery, returning the plains. Play Archaeomancer. This is lethal because I can snap my my Faithfuls forever with the mana that I have available. We will go ahead and bounce your creature. Combo time. We flicker. I think it's a good idea to just bounce my Faithfuls first to minimize the triggers because this is going to take a long time. Return Snap Chancery, or Snap Flicker. Bounce the Faithful. You can see that every time I do this loop, I'm up 1 white mana, which is why I have infinite, because now I can use that white mana to replay a Faithful after I snap it. We're at 20:57 on clock. Let's see how long this takes. So I've got all my Faithfuls off. Now I'm at about a minute later. I can snap the Gatecreeper Vine. And then I can actually, I guess I Ghostly Flicker first, trying to minimize the number of Faithful triggers on the stack. Get back Snap. We play a Faithful. We snap the Faithful. So every loop, they are -4. Okay, I think I can just win the game here, so I'll snap my Mull Drifter. I could also attack in, but that's not as fun. I'm going to Flicker Island using a white mana. I only have to do 5 flickers to win the game. Well, that was entertaining. We took game 1. It's going to be a good matchup for us most likely. The only issue is going to be clock. We don't need the snuff outs. There's a potential for bringing in the lose focus because that's more likely to counter what the ways that they're going to interact with us. So just cut 2 foils. I think that'll be fine. So the lose focus is going to be like a 1 mana way to counterspell their main cards. Okay, this hand is not keepable. We have no islands. We'll mulligan again. This one seems all right. Let's keep. We'll get rid of 1 island. So I'm thinking about getting rid of Lose Focus or Meeting of Minds. I think I want to get rid of Lose Focus, set up my draw with the Ponder, and then try and use the Meeting of Minds when it's going to lead on a green-white gate. I find Melancholic Poet. Not really necessary at the moment. Okay, Meeting of Minds, Snap, Preordain. So I think I want all of these cards. Just take the Preordain. And then we're going to draw the Snap, and then we can Preordain, grab the Meeting, grab the next thing, and then on the next turn, play out the Sunscape Familiar with Snap backup in case they have a Journey to Nowhere or something. They have Malevolent Rumble. They find Rumble, Gatecreeper, Fairy Macabre, and Prismatic Strands, and they choose the Gatecreeper Vine. So we will preordain. I mean, I guess this is fine. We'll top both, lay Chancery, and pick up the island. They play out a Guild Gate and an Outlaw Medic. So I assume they're not going to gate the Medic up this turn. They might go after my Familiar. Let's see what happens. It's in for 1. I will accept that. Gatecreeper Vine. They're probably going to grab another Basilisk Gate. Yep. Gate on the table. We have Archaeomancer. I'm going to play out the Chancery. Pick up my island. Attempt to snap the Outlaw Medic. If they do something here, I can just cast Meeting of Minds. They didn't do anything. Let's cast the Meeting of Minds then. 1, 2, 3. Draw 2. And then cast a Ponder. So the only thing I don't really want here is the Floodplain. But I think this is... Actually, I'm going to shuffle an Ice Tunnel. Let's just cast another Meeting of Minds. Your turn. The Mortuary Mire can cast my Melancholic Poet. Opponent uses Midnight Tilling. They find Journey to Nowhere, Manor Gate, Manor Gate, Manor Gate. And they choose the Journey to Nowhere, which makes sense. I assume they Journey to Nowhere my Sunscape Familiar this turn. Then we play out the Archaeomancer for the Meeting of Minds and the Ice Tunnel. Or maybe just the Mortuary Mire. I think the Mortuary Mire can come into play later, maybe. I guess we can go... Let's see. If I play the Ice Tunnel first... No, that doesn't work. Okay. Opponent plays Outlaw Medic. What do I draw? Another Snap. Play Archaeomancer. Grab the Meeting of Minds. Then I'll play the Ice Tunnel. Looks like they have the Fairy Macabre here. Oh, they did not. Alright, Ice Tunnel, go. When it gates up the Outlaw Medic, it's a 5-7. And then they get in. Sure. They'll gain 5, going to 26. I got a 14. Then they play a Sacred Cat. I'm going to bring my life gain onto the table with Melancholic Poet. Boom, boom. Then I will just pass the turn. This lose focus in the hand is probably going to be focused on trying to stop a Guardian of the Guild Pact if that does hit the table, because it's just going to be frustrating. They might have an Armadillo Cloak for it, and then it'll be a lot of time suck. Midnight Tilling. They find Rumble, Heap Gate, Plains, Journey to Nowhere. I assume they take the Journey to Nowhere. They take a Heap Gate. They play the Heap Gate. Gate on Cat. They're going to get in. They don't attack with the Outlaw Medic. I'm going to try Meeting of Minds first. Draw 2. We find a Preordain. I think I'm taking the 6 here. We go to 8 life. Start with a Preordain. Looking for... I guess we find another Poet. That's probably good. I'll top and top. Lay out the Melancholic Poet. Snap your cat. Gain 2 life, drain you 2. And I'm working up to a Lorien Reveal this turn. We'll snap your Outlaw Medic. This is pretty fun. Untap. Let's draw 3 cards. Zoom. We find Faithful. I think I just play Island and attack with my 2/2. Get in for a little bit of damage. I've got a lose focus here that I can replicate if they play a Journey to Nowhere or if they do something weird. And with double Faithful, double Poet, I doesn't feel like they are going to be able to kill us fast enough. Plays Arms of Hadar. I'll just counterspell. Bonk. My turn. I guess the Arms of Hadar would be pretty annoying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's cast Lorien Revealed. We have an Ephemerate. Okay, I'll play out the island and attack in. So what I can do is, if they have the Arms of Hadar again, I can try to snap into Ephemerate. Or maybe just try to Ephemerate the Archaeomancer for my lose focus and then snap their creature. They play a Manor Gate. I'm trying to play around the Fairy Macabre if I can. They have a Journey to Nowhere. What's it going to go on? Archaeomancer? I will Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Drain you 2. And I will pick the lose focus. Okay, that resolved. They play out a Sacred Cat and a Sacred Cat. So I don't really have to cast the snap here. I'll just pass. Upkeep, we'll get back the Ephemerate. Draining. Just, it feels like it's just too easy to just have this sit on the table, this 2/2, and then it just wins the game. Still just a bunch of Faithfuls. Let's get in for 4. Maybe I should have cast some cards first. Okay, they take 4. Let's go ahead and snap one of your cats. Untap. Ephemerate. This is absurd. It's just, The thing I like about Faithful is that it puts you out of range, and Faithful plus Melancholic Poet is like, it's defense plus offense at the same time. It's pretty sweet. And we will bounce the cat. Get out of here. I don't even need to put the Faithfuls on the table. I was considering, do I think that this could be a thing where we just play this in Esper or blue black? We don't have to play Faithfuls anymore, and it's just like a removable pile. That might be pretty interesting. They are at 8, so I could ephemerate for, let's do this. Are they just dead? Play land. We will ephemerate the Archaeomancer. I think I can just get back snap and then snap and replay my Archaeomancer. Opponent concedes. On to round 2. Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/Kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. We're here in round 1. First Louise. I'm going to keep, this is a little sketchy. Mountain, very sketchy now. Let's see if I can find a blue or a black source. No sources. I'll play my land. I'll pass. Yikes. So now I'm looking to, they missed their second land. We are going to fetch for an island. We draw plains. I shouldn't have played the plains. I should have just preordained first. Playing the plains was a mistake. We have to bottom these cards. We draw a snap. I'll pass. They play a synthesizer and they find a Voldaren Epicure, which they can't cast because they don't have the lands. We're at 16. I need to preordain again, trying to find lands. I'll bottom this Mystic, top the other one. Play a land. We're going to pass the turn. I think I'm going to try to find, let's see what they do. They're just getting in for 3. Not great. Go to 10. Plays an Epicure. Epicure again. Oh no. We will preordain. This never had anything. I'll bottom and bottom. Okay. So Chancery. Pick up the plains. Snap your Tomb Raider. Untap. Snap on your Clockwork. Untap. And then we play out the Murmuring Mystic. Murmuring Mystic being a 1/5 can block the Voldaren Epicure, and then they have to have a Galvanic Blast, which they certainly could have. If they have double Galvanic, it's just lethal right now, or 1 Galvanic plus Bolt is lethal, and they're getting in without playing any creatures. I'll block. We go to 7, and they go Galvanic Blast and Lightning Bolt. My hand was too slow. We were on the draw? Yeah. Okay. So we're bringing in the Lose Focus, the Hydroblast. Let's see. We cut the foils. We're going to cut an Archaeomancer. I wonder if the Poet is too sketchy. We'll cut, but it does gain me life, which I think is important. I'll trim and ephemerate. On the play, we are looking for Faithful and lands. I have Floodplain. I guess I keep this. We can start with the Floodplain, pass the turn. And we're going to try to ponder into a Faithful or a Hydroblast. When it starts with Mountain, if they don't play anything, they could have a really busted turn 2 with a bunch of Braintree Emissaries. Plays a Tomb Raider. We have a Loose Focus. I think I play land and pass and try to counterspell their turn 2. Let's say they go Synthesizer here, then I can counter. Voldaren Epicure, we'll just try to counter that, keeping them from having creatures and also the artifact. See if they have a Pyro. No Pyro last. They get in for 1. I'm at 19. No follow-up either. I'll ponder. We find Hydroblast and Landscape and Plains. So I will go top. I feel like I messed this up. I should have taken, it doesn't really matter because either way I have to. I really want the Hydroblast. I really want the other land as well. I need all the lands. Take the Hydro, and then I guess I'm just going to pass. I'm concerned about them having their Burning Tree Emissary chain. And here they do cast the Burning Tree Emissary, so I'm glad, I guess, that I kept the Hydroblast, even though it put me down on mana. We'll go land and just evoke a Drifter, finding Snap Landscape. We knew about the Landscape. Ren's Resolve for the opponent. They have Mountain Ren's Resolve. They get in for 1. We have a choice here to try and play Archaeomancer for Hydroblast. I think that's probably worth it. And they've been saving their Pyro. So they get a really good mana exchange here. Ren's Resolve finds Mountain Pyroblast. That means they're going to Pyroblast literally anything they can. Chain Lightning face. We go to 14 and now 13. Okay, I found a familiar. Well, let's play Sunscape Familiar. One has Burning Tree. I'm assuming this means they have the Bushwhacker right now. Bushwhacker. They have a Lightning Bolt. What a bummer. I should have just cast the Preordain after playing the Familiar. This is 2, 5, 7. They have the Pyroblast in hand already. Okay. I definitely should have played the Preordain. What a mistake. My turn. I have to find... Okay, we find the Melancholic Poet. I'll fetch the Swamp. Snap your Tomb Raider. Untap. Play my guy. Attempt to Preordain. Just need islands. They've just been holding. Okay, they had a removal spell. Okay. I guess this is okay. We'll top and top. Next turn, we play Poet, snap the Tomb Raider. Oh, they have 5 damage now. That's not good. I guess I can snap the Burning Tree. I go to 1. Play Poet. Snap the Burning Tree Emissary. Untap. Preordain. Looking for Hydroblast. Bottom. Bottom. And another snap. Or just die. Okay. See you in round 3. Round 3 versus Gui Machado. Let's see. I don't remember what they were playing. They remember that they paired into me recently, apparently. Let's keep this. We can go Plains, get an island, or we can go Plains, fetch out the black-blue fairies. Fairies is not great for me. Mostly because they are just kind of a fast deck. We find the Plains already nice. I will just play the Faithful out. Opponent gets in for 1. They're going to flip a Moon Circuit Hacker. But now I have the Faithful to block for the upcoming turns. Did they find a land? They did. Bummer. Plays a Fairy Seer. I can go cycle for Island Ponder. That might be the best case scenario, just to keep moving. Grab an island, and then I will ponder. We gotta get cards on the table underneath their... I think I shuffle this. We gotta get cards on the table underneath their Spellsetter Sprite. So this turn, I can go Landscape. Then they flash in a Spellsetter Sprite, and then I snap their fairies off the table, and then I'm in a good spot. I'm at 18. They cast an Augur of Bolas, so they may be on a blue-black version of this deck. They are on blue-black. Do they have Snuff out immediately? They don't, but they have Counterspell in hand. So let's play out the Landscape, play the Faithful. I think I'm just going to play the Meaning of Minds right now. When it brainstorms. They may be able to pick up their Augur of Bolas. But who knows, they might want to also just save their counterspell for my stuff. Here, the Brainstorm lets them put a card on top and then loot it away with the Moon Circuit Hacker. Kind of a weird... Maybe I would have Brainstormed after attacks, but maybe they were looking for some sort of, like, way to keep moving. So here I have a Sunscape Familiar. If I play the Familiar right now, we know they have Counterspell. It's going to get the Counterspell out of their hand. If they have a Spellsetter Sprite, we can not do anything. So let's just play Chancery and pick up, well, I'm going to fetch for an island. Maybe I should fetch for the black land. I think I'm just going to get an island, and then I'm going to pick up this island. And then we'll just cast Meeting of Minds on their end step, and then they cast Counterspell, then we move from there. Now I cannot cast Meeting of Minds. Snuff out, okay. Everybody loves a good Snuff out. I mean, I love Snuff out, but I also don't love it. Here they have 5 men in play now. I can't Meeting of Minds. They get in. I'll block. They ninja. I'll snap their creature. They didn't ninja. Play island. Guess I'm passing. We're trying to get the counterspell out of their hand. They go cast down. Let's attempt to snap it. That's just going to resolve. Cast Meeting of Minds. Counterspell and Meeting of Minds. Yep, is that the same counterspell? That's what I want to know. Yes, okay. Your turn. Our opponent gets in. We are at 12. They loot again. Discarding a cast down. What? Let's attempt a familiar. I think they have Spellsetter Sprite. Here's a Spellsetter. We'll attempt to snap the Fairy Seer. They use a counterspell. Good times, okay. And now next turn we can play Moldrifter, and they probably won't have a counterspell. We played the Faithful now to block the Moon Circuit Hacker. They jam a Lorien Revealed. We're hoping for no Snuff out, I guess. Plays a Contaminated Aquifer. Gets in. Yep. We draw a Preordain. I think I Murmuring Mystic into Preordain then. Put more blockers on the table. You then maybe get a land drop. Land Familiar. Top and top. Pass the turn. I think I'm going to go Well, I'm a little concerned about the spell setter sprites that they now can counter anything with. They get in with their fairies. I will block every time on spell setter sprite. What? That's it, huh? That's very weird. And then they snuff out. What? Okay. Snuff out's online. So use 2 counter spells. I'm going to attempt Archaeomancer. They have the counter spell. So do you have spell setter too? Familiar on the stack, and that resolves. So now they have 1 counter spell left in their deck. Is it in their hand? They're getting in. Well, that's an easy block for me. We'll take 1 damage, or they have a ninja. We just take the 1 damage. I'm at 10. They have 3 cards. Play out a Seething Landscape. They're running out of action, it looks like. Let's try another familiar, and then attempt an Archaeomancer. And then you have a counterspell. That was the last counterspell. It was the last one. No more. Here comes the Muldrifter. It's coming down. Opponent cracks their Seething Landscape. Maybe they have some other counterspell in their deck. We'll get hit for an additional 1, going back to 10. They've got the ninja. Yep. So they get to go to 3 cards in hand, draw a card. Replays the Fairy Seer. They go top, bottom. Come on, Muldrifter. You got this. Slam the Drifter. No counterspell this time. We draw 2 cards. I draw an Ephemerate. So you're gonna go for it. Ephemerate? This is a risk because they could have a removal spell in their hand, but they had nothing. Yes. Now we have a Mortuary Mire. We have Preordain. Gonna want to get back the Archaeomancers probably. Let's Preordain first. Maybe I'll draw something. Okay, don't want these cards. We have a Familiar and an Island that go to the bottom. Lorien Revealed is great. I will Mortuary Mire, getting back Archaeomancer. So now they may have a Spell Stutter on top, but we have the ability to block their Fairy Seer, all their ground creatures. We're in an okay position. Nah, it was a Lorien Revealed on top. That's a strong pickup. Although I get to slam all my Haymakers. They pass the turn, no attacks. Upkeep, let's go. Ephemerate the Muldrifter. Cast down, sure. Oh, there's a Spell Starter Sprite. Not a cast down. We'll start with a Lorien. Draw. If I find Meeting of Minds and Foil, I think I'm going to cast the Archaeomancer, returning the Ephemerate. And then I will cast the Meeting of Minds. Maybe I just Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. No. I need a Meeting of Minds, tapping the Archaeomancer, and a Sunscape Familiar. We draw 2. And then I get to untap the Archaeomancer with my Ephemerate. I do have foil. I'll have to pitch my Swamp, probably. They have a Dispel. I will counter that, pitching my Swamp. Then I'll grab another Meeting of Minds, cast Meeting of Minds. Well, I had a Faithful, we drew it. Sweet. Now I have a blocker for the Spellsetter Sprite. I have a blocker for the 2 ninjas. They might be able to ninja again with the Augur of Bolas. Looks like they have the Monarch. We are 4 cards ahead right now. They're probably wondering why I have a Swamp in my deck. They're going to get in. We'll just kill your fairies. Or at least one of them. Why did they attack? It doesn't make any sense. But okay. I'll Ephemerate my Archaeomancer. Now I have Hardcast Foil as counterspell. Nope. Bonk. Counterspell. They concede. I guess they were just feeling a little bit of desperation after having 0 counterspells left in the deck. Nice. We want to bring in Lose Focus, and we want to bring in Snuff Out, I think. And we don't really need this Melancholic Poet. We are going to cut the foils, and then 1 Ephemerate. The main thing is that I don't want the ninjas to connect. So if I can snuff out a ninja, that'll be good. And then I'm just going to eventually try to take over with my birdies. Even though they're a deck that has Counterspell and Monarch, they are also a deck that relies on creatures. This hand is fine. We have the Snuff, Lose Focus. We're looking for an Aquifer ourselves, or Ice Tunnel. They play Aquifer turn 1. I'll Ponder. Okay, we have a Plains. Plains Island, Meeting of Minds. Well, I will put the island... What's my plan? I like the Meeting of Minds to draw cards. This doesn't help my Snuff Out plan. I'm really just going to be pondering. We want to save the Loose Focus for the turn 4 Monarch. I think this is a shuffle. And what do we draw? A Faithful. When it plays Island, they're going to Augur of Bolas, and they whiff. So the best draw for me, we're going to Ponder first. I don't think I can take these cards. We don't have the Swamp for the Snuff Out. Well, Now I do. I'm going to just get the swamp and kill your creatures so that you cannot ninja. They paid 2 mana to do nothing. I paid 4 life to deal with it, though. They pass. Interesting. I'm going to play my island. I can hold up loose focus. If they like flash in a spell setter, I will counter it. They don't do anything. They're a bit afraid of the snuff out here. I love that. Put the fear into them. Find another loose focus. We should be able to start pulling ahead, but I have no card draw because I had to shuffle all of those. So, you know, that's sometimes when Ponder doesn't look as good, for sure. Yeah, we're going to counterspell your spell setter sprite. Okay, they're passing. They could have counterspell. I will play a land. I guess we're just going to play Sunscape Familiar. They'll use a counterspell. I will counterspell. That's all my counterspells that I have in my deck right now. They play an island. What are the odds they have another counterspell right now? They go extract a confession. I'll bounce my creature with snap and untap. This turn I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Plays Campfire. Yeah, that's the thing you can do. I'll go Sunscape Familiar, play Murmuring Mystic, Chancery, picking up Island. So Campfire, not really very helpful against my deck. I would not have brought that in. They can cast down the familiar, okay, I can talk. They cast down my Mystic, play Familiar, play Faithful, play Island. Now we're waiting on card draw. Opponent cycles a Lorien Revealed, finding Aquifer, plays it, 4 cards in hand. We have a Lorien. We're never not casting it. We have no more counter spells in my deck. Oops. Got a yield. Does it resolve? It does resolve. So now I can play my Muldrifter. I have Snuff Out in my hand. We draw. I don't think I want to Mortuary Mire back the Murmuring Mystic at this point. Let's see. I think I'm going to go for a Preordain and see if they Spell Stutter, which I can now Snuff Out. This has got to feel bad. Spell Stutter comes down. We'll pay 3 life to snuff that guy. I definitely don't want the familiar. I'll take a snap. I think I go land, snap the Muldrifter, untap, jam the Muldrifter, leaving open an island. Draw 2. Let's cast Meeting of Minds. Blue 1, draw 2. Oh man. Okay. Flicker on Muldrifter Island. Draw 2. No snaps. Cast Meeting of Minds. Tap tap. Draw 2. This is fun. Boing. Okay, and then we find Floodplain, Preordain, Snuff Out. That feels good. No shuffle. Yeah, it's really, really fun when you can cast draw spells for free. I don't know if it's better, but it is super fun. Opponent slams a Thorn of the Black Rose. I cannot snuff out that. That is true. But we can Mortuary Mire back our Murmuring Mystic. Let's go Mortuary Mire. Get back Murmuring Mystic. We'll cast a Muldrifter. Draw 2 cards. How about a Murmuring Mystic and a Preordain? Making a bird. Archaeomancer on top? I'll take it. We want to get back the Flicker here, even though I'd really love to get back the Meeting of Minds, because the Flicker is going to help win us the game. Your turn. GG's. When it says GG's, we will see everybody in round 4. Round 4, on the play versus Minivan of Jeskai. That could be a problem. Jeskai Ephemerate is a little bit of a difficult matchup. I'll start with a Ponder. I also have to restart my application. We have a fairly strong setup here. Ponder on top, Familiar on top, and then we'll pass. I'm wondering what they have, because let's say they have Colony Garden. They're probably playing a black control deck. I would not expect the Faithful to be very useful. Let's Ponder. Faithful, Snap, Chancery. We have a lot of Meeting of Minds. All right, I'll take these cards, putting Faithful and Snap on top. Play the Chancery, pick up the Island. We have the ability to foil. If they play a Wellspring, should I foil it? Limbus. Going to counterspell. Getting rid of my Faithful. Because I think this is going to set them back a little, but it might not. We'll go Familiar. Snap your plant. That way they can't use their Viscer's Insights. Cast Meeting of Minds. And then we draw the Chancery and a Murmuring Mystic. They play another plant, and then they Tithing Blade me. Let's play Chancery, pick up the Island. I don't know what kind of Garden Z deck this is. I feel like forcing the Lembas was not the correct play. They grab a swamp, they play a nutrient block. It looks to be a Pestilence version of this deck. So let's play Island. I'm pretty concerned about my Murmuring Mystic not sticking around. I'll pass. I guess I do have end step Meeting of Minds. They have Viscer's Insight on the nutrient block to draw a lot of cards. This is a rough matchup. It's going to be a long battle. I guess I could always try to get to the position where I can flicker combo them, even through a Pestilence, but maybe not. Cauldron Familiar enters the chat. Okay, we lose a life. They play Golgari Rot Farm and pick up a swamp. They pick up the Colony Garden. I'm going to Meeting of Minds. Draw a Preordained Ponder. Draw a foil. Let's go land, play the Murmuring Mystic. Let's see what happens here. Let's say they use a cast down right now. I would snap it. Yep, we're going to snap. Making a bird. Any snuffs? No snuff outs. Then I'll untap and pass. They play Colony Garden. I'm pretty concerned about Pestilence. Or Wellspring. Guess that resolves. They get in for 1. I'm at 18. My turn. I have a Sunscape Familiar. Let's start with Ponder. I like the Ephemerate, I think, as a protection spell. Okay. No shuffle. And then we preordain. I think we go... I guess I can always foil, but that doesn't feel very good right now. I think I bottomed the swamp. We need to get ahead somehow. I'm also behind on clock, which is not good. Top the floodplain. Put that on the table. Then I'm going to pass. Oh, I should have attacked. Mistakes were made. I forgot I had a bird there. I was thinking too hard. One of campfires. They get in for 1. I'll go to 17. They flip the Tithing Blade. Okay. Just to deal me more damage per turn. We have a snap. I will go Familiar, lay out the Murmuring Mystic. I'll get in for 1. They gain a life. So do I want to snap something so that I have the foil available? I think if I snap the plant, then I have foil plus Ephemerate. Let's snap the plant. They snuff out my creature. I'll Ephemerate. Okay, and now I have the foil in my hand that I can hardcast. So the main focus is keeping the Pestilence off the table. Cast down. I think I have to let that resolve. I guess I counterspell their extra removal spell. Maybe I should have counterspelled the original one so then I could just have more birds in play. They've got another campfire. I need a draw spell. They don't attack. Ephemerate. We put the Ephemerate into the graveyard. We find Archaeomancer. Archaeomancer. One insults. This is nice in chat. It was nice. I'll Ephemerate and then return my counterspell. Next turn, I will try to get some card draw. They gain 2 life. They go to 20. Consuming Sepulcher drains me. They go to 15. I go to 15. They're at 21. I have to counterspell this Nile Spellbomb. And then they have the Pestilence. They don't have any food on the table, though. They can't wipe my board right now. Interesting. So what do I Ephemerate? Come on. Ephemerate the Archaeomancer. Get back Ephemerate. We have a Murmuring Mystic. I'll attack in for 3. They use the Pestilence. Okay. I think I'm going to Ephemerate for the Meeting of Minds. Pestilence is going to be a big problem. Draw 2. We have another Archaeomancer. Play Island. Pass. Opponent's going to wipe the board. Then they play a Heaped Harvest. Cool. The Heaped Harvest allows them to get their cat back on end step. Or just now. I wonder if I should just concede. So we lose our Ephemerates. I'm just going to go to the next game. This is going to take a long time. Opponent complained and got rewarded. We need all of our counters. Need the Revoke Existence. Don't think we need the Faithfuls. And then I can maybe cut 1 snap. Well, maybe the Murmuring Mystic. Murmuring Mystic is good, though. 1 is probably fine. I'm on the play. I have counterspells. So I'm keeping. Maybe counterspelling the Nile Spellbomb was not worth it. I could have worked through that later, and then I could have had the counterspell for the Pestilence. So I think they baited me in a way that was pretty good. They baited me well. If I had not done that, I don't know. It's a really, really tricky matchup for sure. Start on Island. Send it over. Only Garden for the opponent. I think I'm going to Island Cycle and grab my Black Duel. and then play out my snow-covered plains and pass the turn. I have a lot of counter spells in my hand, so once again, I'm thinking about I probably can just counterspell their turn 2 Wellspring. See if I can strand them. Plays a cat. I'm not counterspelling a cat. Play Ice Tunnel and pass. Opponent cycles a Troll of Khazad-dûm. They play a Swamp. Cat is getting in. We have a Melancholic Poet, but I think I'm just going to evoke the Drifter. There's some issues with this, though. Okay, that was one of the issues. We'll get rid of the foil. Opponent lands a Pest. They get in. We're going to go ahead and play Sunscape Familiar out. Okay, they use the board wipe. Another one. Pestilence. I'll go ahead and snap my Sunscape Familiar. Untap. They play a Colony Garden. Oh, I messed up. I was supposed to snap that. Dang it. Bonk. Okay. Untap. And your turn. I was supposed to snap it in their second main phase, but I didn't have a stop there. They're going to play out the Troll of Khazad-dûm. Okay. My turn. We play Familiar. Chancery. Pick up the plains. Bounce the Troll. Untap. And I think I pass. Opponent has a Tightening Blade that I can't deal with. So, yep. Plays a Rot Farm. Lose focus, looking poor. We have Negate now. I'll try a Familiar. Maybe I should just play out the Melancholic Poet now. No. No, I don't think so. Cast down. They already used one Pest. I'll try Negate. I have another counters. We're going to counterspell your Fanatical Offering. Okay. So, Familiar's still on the table. They have a Troll in hand. If they have another Pestilence, it's pretty bad. They play the Pestilence out. It's certainly not good for me. I guess I'm passing. But they can drain me over time. It's not good. They use 1 damage. How do I get past this? Do they kill my creature? Do they kill it? They do. Yay. My creature's dead. I didn't think I was going to be happy about that, but I am. Colony Garden, that's bad. Okay, I'll counter your Troll. We finally find a draw spell. It's turn 10. I have 5 lands in play. Draw 2 cards. I have double cantrip to try to find a Revoke Existence. They are going to be wiping my, eating my life total pretty well here. I don't think this version without the Modern Age and Deep Analysis is very well suited to try to beat this deck. They've killed my Muldrifter. Then they Bojuka Bog me into the ground. Do you have any creatures? Plays out a Fairy Macabre. Do I have any more snaps? Let's ponder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have to shuffle. Ponder again. Shuffle again. I'm digging. There's the snap. All right. We bounce the Fairy Macabre, which will make the Pestilence go away. Preordain. We're going to bottom and bottom. Cast a Ponder. I think I take all these. No shuffle. Pass. What a tough matchup. Pestilence goes away. They activate it. I'm at 8 life. They can play their Fairy Macabre out again. Fairy Macabre on the table. I'm going to play Archaeomancer. Try to grab the snap. They sacrifice their Fairy Macabre. Okay. And then they Tragic Slip my Mancer. So I'm going to go ahead and play out this Melancholic Poet. Opponent's reading the card. Play Mortuary Mire. I'm going to return that, yes. Pass. They have a Lembas. So how do I win? I guess I like play Mancer. I play Meeting of Minds. Play Heaped Harvest. Opponent's on the table. They don't have a cat yet. They have a Nile Spellbomb. Kills my creature. This is pretty rough. Play Archaeomancer. Attempt to get back Ponder. Crack the Spellbomb. They're going to go up a card. Next turn they get to also cast their Viscer's Insight from the graveyard. In Meeting of Minds. Find a foil. Play the landscape. Fetch out an island. Your turn. Next turn we can play the Archaeomancer for the Meeting of Minds and then have the foil available. Oh no, the cat's back. Not the cat. I didn't realize they had a cat in the graveyard. Bad news. Gonna kill me. They can Viscer's Insight, sacrificing their cat. And then get that cat back. Wreck me. I have no life gain. No, the cat. Plays a Lembas. So, sack the cat, bring back the cat, sack the cat, bring back the cat. Kills my thing. Kills the cat. Cat on table. Sacks the cat. Okay, they're doing things. Sacrificing kitty cat. They'll return kitty cat to the table. Okay, you got it. You have a cat. Interesting. We have the Melancholic Poet. We have our Archaeomancer. Get back to Meeting of Minds. Kind of have to fade a lot of stuff. Brings back another cat. Oh no. Too many cats on the table. They will snuff out my Archaeomancer. I will attempt to snap. Which at least gets me a life back. Sacrifices the cat. Draw some cards. They'll bring the cat back. They'll sacrifice the cat. Tragic Slip. Yep. They play Olembus. Got the Nutrient Block. Fanatical Offering. It's almost like not worth me blocking the cat because I can just bring it back over and over and over without a Wellspring. I think I have to block the cat though, so they have to get their Limbus off the table, but then they can draw more Limbus. They decide not to attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's cast Meeting of Minds. Not great. All right, I think our opponent outplayed us. We'll see you in round 4 or 5. We are 2-2 on to round 5. Round 5. Let's see if we can win the game and get some points back. This hand seems okay. I'll keep it. It's a bit slow. We are on the play. We have a turn 2 cantrip. Potentially, the Chancery can do some fun things if we get snaps online. When it's on Land Grant, so that means they're playing Spy, plays out a Lotus Petal and a Forest. If they had the turn 2 battle or turn 1 battlement would be pretty crazy. It'd be hard to beat that. But we'd have to dig hard for a foil, I think, to try and punk them when they go for the Spy combo. We don't have a lot of mana other than the battlement. We have a Faithful. I don't think that's really going to save my bacon at the moment, but it does allow me to cast the Meeting of Minds. So let's go Faithful. Chancery, pick up the Floodplain. I mean, we only have 3 mana towards the Meeting of Minds right now. They're a couple turns away from getting it done. They can Sagu for the Black Source and then cycle the Generous End. They cycle the Generous End for a Forest, and then they lay out an Elf, Sagu, so they have all their lands. They're ready to spy me on the next turn. I feel that I've made many mistakes. Let's ponder. I find the foil. Okay. No shuffle. Pass the turn. They're like, why didn't you play your land? I bet they know that I have the foil. So do we know all the cards in their hand? They have Vandal, Spy, Ent, Swamp. Plays the Swamp. Cycles a Generous Ent. They got jebaited. Jebaited. I can't believe it. They did not respect. I did not deserve to win this, but I love playing foil for this reason. Jebaited. I guess we don't want to show them any more of the deck. We're just going to foil. Kapow. Force of Will. It's not as good in this version, but it is still pretty good. I think that Melancholic... I'm really interested in knowing if this Melancholic Poet is worth it over something like the Murmuring Mystic, but I'm not sure it is. It's like stretching our mana quite a bit. They said, no way in chat. I didn't have a choice. I had to telegraph that like crazy. We win the game. Sick. Okay, so we know that Snuff Out is good. We know that Negate is good. Maybe the Loose Focus. We don't need win cons. Win cons not required. So let's cut all those first. And here we are. We have counter spells and removal. Will it be enough? Maybe I do want a single one of the Melancholic Poet just so I don't die. I don't think so. Hopefully we just use the Snuff Outs in time. We have the 7 free spells in the deck. We once again have foil. So if they land grant on turn 1 without a Lotus Petal, I will snap that off. But then we are reliant on our cantrips, which maybe we're definitely keeping. We're keeping all day. What's going to happen? They mulligan to 5. They know I have counters, and they know I have Force of Will in my deck. What's going to happen? This is the greatest. What's going to happen? Here it comes. Here it comes. Kabam! I am sorry, but that is not the way we like to play. Unfortunate. They didn't have any other lands. They need 2 lands to even do anything right now. I'm just chilling. I have a Contaminated Landscape. That should be enough. I've actually Force of Willed land grant previously, and my opponent still won the game. Or at least they ended up getting lands. Play Landscape. I will grab an island. Your turn. Maybe splashing for Snuff just would be good enough? Thinking this through. Because Snuff Out is really good into a lot of matchups, but in the sideboard is probably where it belongs. Maybe we just don't need a win condition. Like the Snuff Out is really good versus Terror. We don't need the Murmuring Mystic there. Oh man, my opponent was so nice. They said they said GG. It was so funny. They're crying. They're crying laughing. I hope that they get to see the video from my perspective. Oh man, what a good sport. So I appreciated getting a 3-2. You cannot be unhappy with that, especially with a sort of brew situation. What did I think about the list? I think the Meeting of Minds plus Murmuring Mystic was not good. So what if I just like cut this poet and then cut these cards? Let me open up a new copy of this deck and then brought back in my deep analysis package. Might be interesting. So I don't think I will record this specific video anytime soon, but you might see me in the streets with Melancholic Poet and Snuff Out in my deck, and I will see you in the next video.